Hello everyone, welcome back. It is week 2 of my bikini prep for this year, first show of the year. I am a master's bikini competitor. I'm Amy, by the way. I'm Amy, I'm a bikini competitor. I'm also a nutritional therapy practitioner and a podcast host, and I also work a full-time job. So if you have any questions, I welcome them. Please leave them in the comments below. Share this video if you have any friends who might be interested in seeing the journey of a master's bikini competitor to the NPC stage. So this week I have some really exciting things coming up and planned. It's going to be a really busy week, and I told my coach today that I feel like prep is already flying by so fast. He said, we have lots of time, and I'm like, oh my goodness, no we don't. Like, it's seeming like so tight and so almost here. But we do, and this week, I know I teased last week, if you didn't watch my week 1 episode, you can find that in the playlist for this Masters Bikini Prep Diaries. But I did say I had a chiropractor appointment on Monday, which I did have. Today is actually Wednesday when I'm filming this intro. I was walking to the chiropractor, pulled out my camera to record, pushed the record button, and no memory card. So I am the world's worst vlogger. It was a great appointment. I did a little bit of work on, I've been having some kind of discomfort in the left side of my neck and shoulder, and then I have a kind of ongoing issue with just some tightness and tenderness in my kind of lower glute ham tie-in area, which is the area that as a bikini competitor, I need to look really crisp and tight. So doing some things to work on that, but I thought it might be fun to, in this intro, talk a little bit about the things I do for kind of self-care and prehab and rehab and mobility and all those good things. So that's what I'm going to talk about in this first clip, but that I'm also going to be taking you along with me. There's a quick clip where I got some labs drawn on Tuesday. It was really windy. I know I've mentioned that a couple of times, but my goodness, the wind lately has been kind of out like crazy. So it's been hard to record outside. And then when I got into the gym, it was just, or into the lab, it was packed. A super full house. I had a scheduled appointment, so I got in and out really quickly, but there were just so many people that I didn't want to seem awkward or weird, and it ended up being a really quick appointment. So I was in and out really quickly. Didn't record any of that, but I still have the little dot on my arm from where they did the stab. It was really a great tech. She pulled out the vial she needed really fast, and I was back out and on with my day in no time at all, and starving because it was fasted. So my first meal of the day on Tuesday was pushed back a couple of hours, so by the time I ate, I was really ready to eat. And then a most exciting thing this week, I live in Denver, Colorado, and the Mile High NPC Pro Show, NPC IFBB Pro Show is here in Denver. And there is going to be a posing seminar that's being hosted by Team Elite Physique with Ashley Kaltwasser. I am beside myself excited to get to go to this and to meet them and watch some posing tips and tricks and have them kind of analyze some of my posing. I'm feeling a little rough with posing with all the changes that Karen kind of implemented for me last week. I haven't had a whole lot of time to practice, so hopefully tomorrow I should have some time to practice a little bit, and then Friday, we have the seminar, so super excited, and then Saturday, of course, I need to go to the show. I do have a little bit of work on Sunday, so my week is pretty packed. And in somewhere in all that time, I'm going to find time to take some progress pictures. I'm actually going to insert my progress pictures from last week here. So my front pose and my back pose, and talk a little bit about my check-in and some other things that my coach changed this week. So I think I mentioned, or I will be mentioning in my clip from Sunday, that my weight really dropped a lot, and that wasn't what we were going for. So when I did my check-in on Monday, sent my picture, sent over my posing video, my coach did increase my carbs and then increase them even a little bit more. So initially, when we first set up my macros for my prep, we kind of shifted things, dropped my carbs a little bit, increased the fat a little bit. So basically keeping the calories the same, but just kind of shifting that macro balance slightly. And it has since changed, keeping my fats and proteins the same, but really upping my carbs quite a bit. So just making sure that I kind of recoup from that drop. The drop was not anticipated. Well, he anticipated it, but I thought he was crazy. He was kind of watching my weight trend, and so this is what we really don't want. I'm afraid you're going to wake up at X weight, and sure enough, I did, and it was a surprise. So kind of trying to not repair some of the damage. There's no damage, but just making sure that I'm able to maintain muscle fullness and keep my energy up and my training high, since we do have another 12 weeks essentially of really pushing, and then of course peak week. So I do have enough time to not be dropping so fast. So that's where we're at. That was the entirety of my check-in. He and I chatted a little bit about the feedback I got from Karen about my posing or my suit bottoms, and of course he is on the same page with all of that as well. just the shape and everything, as I talked about in the last video of my show day suit from last season, is just not ideal. It's not perfect. So, all right, let's talk about rehab and prehab, rehab, recovery, mobility, all those good things, and what I do on a not daily basis, but I do some of these things every single week. And they are some of my favorite things. I am a certified massage therapist, so I can kind of do a lot of my own mobility work and those kinds of things. But even I mean, the chiropractor, I asked him for some additional stretches to kind of help with the rib flare from my last video, the rib flare, and also how to really kind of stretch my psoas to be able to have a little bit more mobility in my hip motion when I pose, and some other things for my glute to ham tie-in that gets so tight. So the things that I love, maybe I'll start in order of the things that I'm using the most right now. So the thing I'm using the very most is this thing. It is a back stretcher. You can buy these on Amazon. That's where I got mine. And I just lay over this. So, I line my back up here and my head ends up on this side, and I just lay on it. I try to do it for at least 10 minutes. It is uncomfortable. I have it on the highest setting. Actually, no, that's not true. I have it on the one down from the highest setting. I should probably bump it up to the highest setting and just lay there and kind of just breathe through it. Again, not trying to keep my ribs from arching while I do this, while allowing my back to really relax and stretch into this curved position. And I got this, like I said, on Amazon. It was inexpensive. There are many to choose from. This one is not special or magic. I do really appreciate that it has this kind of cushiony area. I'm gonna see how it's a little bit squishy, because if it was like bumpy and hard like this all the way across, I don't think I could lay on it. Right across the spine, it would be so uncomfortable, especially when I get really lean. So it's really nice to have that cushioned area. And yeah, so I try to lay on this every single day. So there's that, my torture device. When I'm not laying on that, I used to lay on this foam roll. Foam roll, this is a traditional round foam roll. I'm gonna show you a not traditional foam roller in a moment. Just, same thing, I would just lay across it. I also use this to, kind of stretch out my back, neck, shoulders, my glutes, everything, until I found this beast of a roller. This is a rock roller. This is from TRX. So you see the difference between this one that's like has this mountain peak at the top versus this one that's just completely round. So because it has this like bladed edge on it, and it's round and smooth on the back side, so you can kind of position yourself on it and then rock it back and forth. Like you kind of can reach your hand in there and just kind of rock it across things. And oh my goodness, is it amazing for just really getting in areas like the calves. I mean, like this thing doesn't really do much for calves, but you get this pointy edge like up along like your calves and like in your IT or in your like up in your glutes. Oh my goodness, it's amazing. There's a learning curve with it, especially if you're used to using a traditional foam roller. You do have to get used to like a different motion. Like you don't just like roll back and forth on it. You can't, because it only rolls so far. It rocks. But oh my goodness, once you get used to that rocking, and then there's these little ridges. There's like big ridges on this side, and then this side has like much narrower ridges. Those are really nice for massaging like larger areas, like larger muscle groups, like your quads and hamstrings and glutes. And oh my goodness, it's so good. This bladed edge is also really nice on the cervical spine, because again, you can rest on it and then use your hands to kind of just rock, and you can turn your head, and oh my goodness, it's amazing. I really love this. I'm concerned that they're going to stop making them, because when I've researched online recently, all I can find is the shorter length. So it's a length like this one. So you see how long this one is, which is totally fine. I mean, the short one would still be fine. I don't ever really utilize this one for how long it is. So maybe they just stopped making the long one because that was the feedback they were getting, because it is big and heavy. So a shorter one would be totally fine. In fact, you may be even able to more easily manipulate it into smaller areas. Like I have trouble sometimes getting up into my lats, or up on my arms, because there is just so much real estate on this guy. So a shorter one, totally fine. So if all you can find is a short one, cannot recommend this highly enough. I absolutely love it. I use it all the time. Love it. It has changed the game for me as far as being able to kind of do some of my own deep tissue massage and rehab work in that sense. So love that, use it all the time. The other thing that I use at least a couple times a week is my neck hammock. Love this. So you hang it on a door handle. So it has this strap, so you loop it around, and then you don't want to be in a door where the door is pulled shut towards you because you're hanging on this end. So you wouldn't want to obviously have the door swing open when you were using it. So it's a door that pulls shut towards you, and then you rest your head in the hammock part, and it gives you a neck traction. Oh, so good. And I also feel like not only does it traction your neck because you lay on the ground, but I can feel it all the way down my spine. And just the same thing. I have to set a timer with this though, because if I don't, I'll just fall asleep because it's so relaxing. And just really, it just cradles your head so fabulously, and it allows you just to really relax, decompresses the neck and spine, and oh, it just feels really good. So I do that a couple of times a week, usually right after I get home from the gym. Like I'll, kind of get my breakfast kind of prepping, and then I'll just get myself in the neck hammock, finish listening to whatever podcast I was listening to, and just chill out, zone out for a little bit. The other thing I brought this to Signify Yoga because it is a yoga block. What I use this yoga block for is typically support in yoga, but yoga is something that really does help me as well. I try to do at least 2 sessions a week, 3 if I can, and just to really stretch, and also to give my body a little bit of a different modality during the week. So I do a lot of weightlifting, a lot of strength-based exercises. So doing some more stability-based exercises are really good, especially for things like posing, because we do have to stand in one position for extended periods of time, and it's a challenging balancing position to be in. You're not standing steady on both feet. You're also wearing 5-inch heels. So wearing high heels and having to kind of stand in this little perched position for quite some time takes balance and focus. And I feel like yoga kind of helps you get into those positions and just kind of like breathe through it and relax and like almost find stillness in the struggle. So that really helps me. So yoga for bikini competitors, definitely recommend on your rest days. It doesn't have to be hard yoga, but just yoga that kind of does those things, like helps you with your balance, helps you with your proprioception and all that kind of cool stuff. So love yoga. My Theragun, I think everybody by this point in time has seen one of these guys. This is my favorite tip. I like, it's the firm ball, but I also do really like this kind of bladed one. It's just like a little triangle. And then this one, oh, love this guy. At first I thought this would be like so mean, but it is in a good way. It's really good for like feet, or like getting in like the tibialis, which is that muscle on the front of the shin, like those little areas, or even like forearms it's really good for. And mine has a setting so I can set it essentially how hard it goes, and then also how fast it moves. So I can adjust it to be gentler on areas that need it. But for like your hands too, like, oh, this one feels really good. It really gets in those areas really well. So love that guy. Good old fashioned lacrosse ball, hard to beat. This is a one specifically for therapy. So it's a connected one. We call it a peanut. Peanut's really great for, again, rolling out your neck, your spine, your arms. Love, love, love. Round ones, individuals, or the peanut, both really, really good. And then one other thing that I grab from time to time, I actually keep this in like my bedside table, because every once in a while I'll grab it at night. It's this little hand massager. It has these little balls on it. And it just feels good. It's not deep, but it's just really nice. And it's also really gentle. So you can use it kind of almost right over joints where you wouldn't want to do a lot of other types of modalities there. And it just it just really quickly, like even just doing it really fast, like on my forearm here, just really helps bring like circulation to the area and just makes it feel really fresh. So really nice, especially after a long day. I mean, that just felt great on my forearms, from being at work all day, like feels really, really good. And it's easy. And I got this at the little natural food store here, maybe $10, but they sell them on Amazon for even less. So love these. Yeah. So the other thing too, yoga strap. Even if I don't use it during yoga, it's so helpful for stretching out your legs, and also for shoulders, like just using it to assist. There's no winning, it's stretching. Like stretching is your stretch. So having something that kind of helps you with that is super handy and allows you to probably get deeper and like relax more into the stretches, so you're not fighting against your own body or balance. And that's where I love the yoga strap. So all of these things can easily be obtained online, and I love them all. If you want specific recommendations, leave a comment. I'll send you a link to where I have found it online, or where I got mine online. Like I said, the rocker roller is the one thing that might be a little bit more challenging to find, especially in this size, but the shorter ones are still available on the TRX website. So I am not sponsored by any of these products. They're just things that work for me and that I really love. So if you have additional questions about rehab, please leave those in the comments below. And again, fun week coming up. Really excited to take everybody along for the journey. especially to the posing seminar and to the show. I mean, I feel so blessed that this is coming to Denver. You know, we're not a big bodybuilding city. I mean, we are, but we aren't. There's a lot of local shows here, but to have a pro show here that I don't have to, you know, drive more than 20 minutes to get to is so cool. So super excited for all of that. And yeah, let's get this week done. Let's get week 15 of prep checked off and out of the way. Huge shout out to my friend Lexi, who gifted me a massage this week. I have been so desperately in need, and so thankful to her for giving me that amazing gift of a massage. Super awesome, great for recovery. The one caveat would be is if you are super close to your show, you probably don't want to do a super deep tissue massage within a week or so of your show, especially if you don't know how it affects you, because some people, it can cause them to be like, make their muscles almost look a little bit muted because of inflammation. So definitely, if you're not used to getting massage, I wouldn't implement them right before the end of your prep, but starting this far out and getting a nice relaxing, even if it's just a relaxing massage, not even a deep tissue massage, but like I really needed like a deep tissue massage to really help kind of work out some of that inflammation from my posing session last week, and just in general, you know, muscles get tight when you're a bodybuilder. So thank you so much, my sweet friend. And now we're on with the week. Good morning. It is Sunday morning, June 2nd. Oh my gosh. June just started. It already feels like it's flying by. I am headed to train legs. It is my first workout of the week. I start my workouts on Sunday. Part of that reason is because I do have a little bit of a longer leg day on Sunday, and then I don't feel like I have to rush, and I can really focus on executing the movements correctly and not feeling like I have to kind of rush through it to get home to shower and get to work. So it's kind of nice for me to have a day where I can you know, not go too slowly in my workout, but just really focus and not be worried about the time, which is really nice. So it's going to be a glute and hamstring focused leg day. As a bikini competitor, it's always the goal is to get that glute ham tie-in looking nice and sharp. So it'll be a really fun workout. I was considering doing an in-body today, but I actually woke up with a really low body weight today, which my coach had kind of predicted. We were trying to not have that happen. You know, our goal initially, when we first did our call talking about what this prep was going to be like, was a goal of probably losing 3 to 5 pounds, and then I just instantly lost 5 pounds. So not really the goal. So I'm sure he'll be making some adjustments to my plan tomorrow. Mondays are the day that I do like my official check-in. I did send him my pictures yesterday and a quick posing video after my posing session with Karen, and just so he could see some of those changes. And he did kind of note that I was looking a little bit flat, which yes, I was, but it was also Saturday. It is my second rest day in a row. Right now I have a 4-day split. So I work out Sunday, Monday, I have Tuesday, I do yoga and some cardio. And then Wednesday, Thursday, I lift. And then I have Friday, Saturday is just, I do yoga on Friday. And then Saturday, I usually just hit some cardio right now. I'm sure that'll change as prep gets closer. So, you know, on Sunday morning, I'm waking up with probably the lowest inflammation I'll have. So it does make a sense that that might be a day where I have a little bit of a lower weigh-in, just because I don't have any training fatigue or training inflammation. But that said, that was not what we were kind of hoping to see, and that was not really the goal. So I don't remember where I was going with this. Oh, the in-body. So I probably won't do that. I did one last week. So obviously not going to be a lot of change with the lower body weight this week. So we'll skip it this week and just go hit some legs. Other than that, for my Sunday, I will probably hit a hyperbaric session later today. I got my shopping done yesterday, which is awesome, but I do just want to run to either like the local natural grocers, which is just a little local natural food store, or hit up Whole Foods for a little bit more produce. I actually had a ton, that's something I didn't say in my grocery haul yesterday, like I have a lot of frozen protein. So getting the shrimp, I have tons of chicken, I have lots of other meat, so I didn't really need that. And I did have some other, you know, little odds and ends kinds of things that I had for the week. So I think that's it for Sunday morning, and I am off to train glutes and hams. All right, so I'm home from the gym. I had a really good hard workout. I was a little more trashed from posing yesterday than I thought I would be. My low back was really tight, and my calves actually, because I was wearing my show day shoes yesterday, as I think I may have mentioned in that clip, and they just have a little bit of a different angle on the heel, so it was just a little bit different angle on my calves, and that made them hurt a little bit more. Sorry, I'm not trying to make a rude motion sick, I'm just trying to get better light. There we go. So yeah, and my low back was like super, super sore. That was one of the things that Karen really recommended, was working on stretching out my psoas, and that'll help me kind of have a little bit more ability to arch my back more like I need to, in addition to just overall flexibility and mobility, which I do. Like I do yoga a few times a week, but I think I just need to focus a little bit more on working on mobility on the days that I am every day. every day I need to work on mobility. So yeah, so it was a decent session. It was not my best, it was not my worst, but it was what it was, and a good start to the week. I also walk to and from the gym in the morning, which is really nice. It's about a little over a mile, and it's just kind of nice to get some steps in. And today, like I mentioned earlier, it's actually supposed to be really nice, so I was able to walk home from the gym in the sun, and it just feels so good to be warm. Which, if you are on prep, you know how nice that is to feel just really, really warm. All right, so I'm about to make my post-workout meal, which is just my oatmeal and protein shake and some decaf coffee, and started some laundry, doing all the things. So just kind of having a nice chill day. If I do hyperbaric later, I will take you guys along for that as well. And I hope everyone is having a really awesome Sunday. All right, so I'm here to do a hyperbaric session. I am super excited. As I mentioned, I'm feeling a little bit trashed from training. Posing yesterday and then training this morning. So the benefits of hyperbaric oxygen therapy for athletes are really the improvements in recovery and also in the reduction of inflammation. Also, if you're an endurance athlete, it does help increase VO2 max, and also is really good for your mitochondria. So mitochondria are the little kidney bean inside your cells, and it's what makes energy. So really helps you get good recovery, decrease inflammation, and over longer duration use can really help improve other factors as well. So let's take a look at the hyperbaric oxygen tank. Ours is a hard-sided unit, so it really does look like, I always say it looks like a tiny spaceship because it really does. But you just lay in there. It's great. And then you breathe oxygen while you're in, so you have a little nasal cannula. See that there's a nasal cannula. We have lots of nice pillows in here to help make it really comfortable, because you are in here, depending on the length of treatment, for an hour and a half. And it's so relaxing. Really, really great way to just kind of decompress for, an hour or so. So if you're an athlete and you are looking to improve your recovery, or if you're recovering from surgery, or you just want to really feel great, highly, highly recommend doing a hyperbaric oxygen treatment. And most places, I'm fortunate to have one at my office, so I can kind of do them whenever it is handy for me. But you should be able to find these for, anywhere you live for $50 a treatment. So it's not a super expensive thing. And like I said, it really does just give you a nice refresh. It's just breathing new life into all your little cells. It makes all those cells happy. So I will be in there for about an hour or so and then get on with my day.
Okay, cool. So to my left, you guys might know her, you might not. I think she needs an intro. The Ashley Kaltwasser.
Just so that you guys know, it's a little rough. It might sound a little rough today, but I promise I sound worse than I feel. I just lost my voice, so hope to find it soon.
She just came off win number 46. She is the most winning athlete in the history of the sport. And she's on a run to try to get to 50. That's the life goal right now. So we are burning the what is it called? Burning the thing at both ends. Burning the what's it called? Burning the candle at both ends. Okay. So anyway, with that, we always like to do these seminars and go over all the intricacies of bikini posing as it changes literally all the time. Literally, it can change from one show to another show. Bikini changes all the time. So make sure that whoever your posing coach is, I always recommend one, they're a bikini competitor, that's their only focus. Because you'll have some posing coaches that do all posing, and bikini is so intricate, it's the hardest one because it's always changing. There's always just slightly different things, slightly different angles. So it's hard. A lot of times I'll see like a figure coach who does bikini posing. I'm like, just work with a bikini posing coach who's staying active, who's going to the shows, who's seeing the changes, because stuff catches me off guard, and I'm at pro shows 2-3 times a month. So, and I'll be like, oh, wait, that's different. I didn't know that. Are we doing that now? And I'm like, oh crap, I didn't even see that coming. So I want to go over a few things first that I think that I see wrong. And I don't want to say necessarily wrong. Here's the thing too about bikini posing. There's no wrong way to bikini pose. Okay, so if you're posing, if you're like, oh, I did it wrong, there is no such thing as a wrong. You just need facing the front and facing the back. That's the only rules to bikini posing. pretty wide, right? Pretty crazy. So you will see variations in posing from girl to girl because it'll make changes on their physique. But there is some that are kind of a little, I guess we'll say, outdated, right?
You might be a competitor that you're like, oh, well, you know, if I don't open up my lat, my arm or my hand touches my glute or gets too close to it. And I believe you, that could totally happen. But that's more so that you need probably lat development and not to fix your posing. So if your chest is nice and high, you're standing nice and straight, and if you find that this arm is like really here, that could mean that like you just need more lat development. Maybe your clavicle is very narrow too. That's not gonna help the situation. But you should never force that arm to be outward like that. That's more figure competitor. Competitors do this, right? You do this. Bikini competitors don't do that. And going back to what you said too about sitting on the hip, yeah, bikini is even now I still see girls just want the biggest glutes. And going back to what you said about balance, bikini is about balance. So yes, if you sit in your hip too much, you know, it's going to cause some issues for your waistline. And I will say, good rule of thumb to kind of go off of is if you look at your stage photos and if you see your ab line, you know your ab line in the middle. If it's not vertical, you're probably pushing. Okay, your ab line, the middle ab should be upright, not diagonal. Okay, so just play around with the little draw thing on your phone and see if that's a straight line or if that line is tilted.
Okay.
All right, so because I yet again forgot to record an outro clip, I'm going to just talk over this little clip from the posing seminar. It was incredible. Here's a picture of Ashley up on stage at the Olympia in her suit, and I think that's a great segue for me to talk about the suit. So I was able to actually meet with the suit designer that was recommended to me by my posing coach Karen, and that is Angel Competition Bikinis. I met Kara, who is one of the founders. She actually is a twin. Here she is right here. Here she is with her twin. They started Angel Competition Bikinis about 10 years ago. Their mom was a seamstress and taught them how to sew, and they, struggled with finding shows that or suits that they loved for their competition. So that's how they started. So it was great to be able to be actually in front of her. I had my posing suit on, so she and I were able to talk about the issues that I've had with my posing suit and also my show day suit and kind of what would be different. So I was able to actually pick them up and hold the suits, see how much different they are than the cut of my current suit. And it was just incredibly, incredibly helpful. I did order from their website some suit color samples. Last year, I went with a really pretty blue suit, and this year I'm thinking about maybe switching that up. So I should be hopefully getting those this coming week and can take a look at them and see what I think. It's a little sample set like this. I just pick out some colors and they send them. Overall, it was a great week. I had so much fun. Feel so thankful to Team Elite Physique and also just to Muscle Quest here in Denver for allowing us to have the seminar and for really taking time with amateurs. I mean, this is a pro level competitor. Ashley Kaltwasser, at the time of this recording, has won 47 professional shows and was just so sweet and so welcoming, and everyone there was really great. Very intimidating, I guess, to be around athletes that are getting on the show or getting on stage the next day. A few people did ask me if I was competing, and I'm like, oh my goodness, no, I'm several months out. So that was good, and just to be around the whole environment is always fun, to be around people that are passionate about the same things you are passionate about. So thank you everyone so much for listening as always and watching. I really appreciate it. If anyone has any questions or comments, please leave those in the comment section below. If you want links to any of the crazy rehab stuff I talked about in the intro, again, leave me a comment and I will shoot you the link to where I got it or where it can be found online now. And until next week, I am signing off.